Hello there, and welcome to my very first Source Filmmaker tutorial. This tutorial is for basically just the basics. Everything you'll need to technically know to get started with making an SFM animation. There will probably be one or two more tutorials that will come out after this that will essentially just be more in depth on each topic. But if you just want to learn SFM very quickly and very scrappily, this tutorial is probably for you. Alright. So, I already finished this part, but what you're going to want to do is there will be a text box in front of you, and you're going to want to put something along the lines of tutorial in that text box and then click create. Now, you're going to see basically this. So, right click on this no map loaded. Click load map. You might not be able to see it. Now type in, I like to go with black void, so type in BLACK_VOID.BSP. Click on that map and then click open. Alright, now what you should see is all the red text up here has disappeared. Right click and click enable lighting, the checkmark that says enable lighting. What you're now looking at is this, but it's completely de-lit, which basically means the lighting will have no effect on your models until you turn it back on. Now, right click over here. You might not be able to see this. Click create animation set for new models. Now, you will not have any of mine. So click the thing at the top that says all mods and click TF_movies. Type in Scout in the box that says filter. Again, you can't see this, sadly, because of how the recording works. Now, you will see a close-up of Scouts. Yeah. So, right-click over here again and click Create Animation Set for existing elements. You will see a thing that says Select DAG, Cameras, and Camera 1. Click Camera 1 and click OK. You will now see that a new element has popped up in your animation set editor. Click this button right here. This is the graph editor. Click and hold the camera. Move it over here until it turns white and drop it. Now click and hold. Now press your WASD keys or move your mouse. As you can see, we are now moving around our model like an FPS game. Also, because we're in the motion editor, if you press Control, you will see our Scout's bones. Click on the bone that says BIP_head. What you will be seeing is either this, which is the path, this, which is the gimbal for moving it, this, which is the rotation gimbal, or this, which is the weird one that nobody likes. Press W. W will give you the motion gimbal. E will give you the rotation gimbal. R will give you the weird gimbal. And Q will give you the motion path. Click E. Hover over the red line until it turns yellow. Click and hold. Move the red line. You are now moving the Scout's head. Click the green line. Well, hover over the green line until it turns yellow, and click the green line and hold it. You are now moving the green line. Press Ctrl Z twice. that is how all of these work. Press W. This is the motion gimbal. Yeah, basically. Uh, Hover over any of these and they'll turn yellow. Hover over the middle one. Hovering over the middle one is basically moving it however you want. Also notice that these bones aren't meant to be moved, they're meant to be rotated, so moving them will give you weird effects. Press Ctrl Z. There are times where moving these are good with non-movable ones, like if you want to exaggerate something or do a smear frame. If very slight ones can make it good. Now, right-click and click the Enable Lighting checkmark. You can't see this because of how the screen capture works. Things should now look black. Go over here, right-click, and click Create Animation Set for New Light. Okay. Now that you have your new light, click and drag it over your thing. You are now controlling the light. Click and move backwards. You are now moving the light as if it was a camera. Move it back until your scout looks approximately like this. Note that all of these lines you see are your camera. This line, this line, this line, the red box, and the small blue box are all your camera. Now, you can fiddle with these options to get different results, but the main ones you're ever really going to be using are intensity, radius, and the color options. Click and hold on intensity. Move it right, or move your mouse right. This makes the light more intense. Move your mouse left. It makes it less intense. Click Ctrl Z once. Radius has no real effect unless you right click and click Remap Slide Arrange and pick an absurd option. Press Ctrl Z once. The color options are where it gets interesting. Click and hold on color_green slider. Move your mouse left. Your scout should look purplish pinkish. Press Ctrl Z once. Click on color red and move it left. Your thing will now appear blue, green, tealish, cyan if you will. Click Ctrl Z once. Click on blue and move it left. It shall now appear yellow. Moving these around in different ways, for instance like this, can provide weird and nice results. Now, you can also double-click and get an option that allows you to type in your desired value. Next, click this box right here twice. You should now be back on your camera. Press Ctrl. You can see his bones, and he is lit. Click on bip_upper_arm_R. Press E. You should now see the rotation gimbal. Hover over the green rotation option. Click and hold. Move your mouse right in a sort of circular way. Your scout's arm has now moved. Hover over the red one until it turns yellow. Click and hold, and move your mouse up. This looks a bit weird, so only do it a little bit. Now, press Ctrl, and click on bip_lowerarm_R. Hover over the blue rotation gimbal option. Click and hold. Move your mouse right. Hover over the green option. Move your mouse up. Congratulations! You've made a theoretical poster. If you would like to export your poster somewhere, there are a few options. Number 1, click File. You can't see this because of the recording thing. File, Export, Poster. Clicking File, Export, Poster will export it as, I believe, a TGA, which is very much unreadable. However, it does work the best, mostly. So if you could convert it to a PNG or a JPEG, it will work. Image will export it to somewhere in your files. You can look it up on your computer. Image to clipboard will copy it to your clipboard. Click off of the pop-up and click the graph editor option, the one that looks like a heartbeat monitor. You're now in the graph. This is where you'll be doing animation. Click on bip_hand_R. Press M and look at your graph editor. You'll see a keyframe has appeared. Keyframes are how the software keeps track of where everything is at places in time. Press spacebar and wait 2 seconds, then press spacebar again. If it's not exactly at 2 seconds, click the left or right arrow a couple of times to get to the 2-second mark. You can see how many seconds you are right here. Click on the red rotation option. Hold down and move it like this. Press the up arrow key. You should now see that your hand has snapped back into its original place. It actually hasn't. You've just moved back to 0, 0 on the timeline. Press the space bar. Scout's hand has moved. You've just made an animation. Congratulations. You can make these animations more complicated by adding more moving parts. For instance, you can move this, wait until the 2-second mark-ish. Exact times don't actually matter that much. And then move it like this. Or you can move it to be in a better pose and move this up as the time goes on. Also, remember that you'll have to place a keyframe at the start or things will look a little weird. That's all for the basics tutorial. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you in the next tutorial.